Hey everybody, happy Monday. I have a short tutorial for you today. It really is one of my favorites though, and it's worth sharing. Some of you probably already do this one because it is kind of common, but just in case you're not, this is a great one. So to get started, first thing that we need to do is to duplicate our background layer. All right. And then we're going to come up to the menu, which I know you can't see my menu, but I'm going up to filter and I'm hitting camera raw filter. And what that does is it opens up camera raw. And the thing that I love about this is you can make so many adjustments in here, and then you can come back out to Photoshop and you can come back in and readjust. But one of my all-time favorite things to do in here is to come in and use this radial filter, because I love that you can just do so many things all at once to your image. So I'm making a radial filter pretty big to cover up my girl here. And down here, there's an overlay. If you check that box and then you check mask, it'll show you what is being affected in your image. You can feather. If I think like she has too much of the mask on her, then I can feather more of it off. Or if I don't want there to be any line whatsoever between my adjustments, I can feather more until it's kind of affecting her. Normally I wait till the end to do this, so I just put it somewhere where I can kind of see, and then I'll do that last. So I'm going to turn off my mask button so that I can actually see what my adjustments are doing. And okay, so this is affecting the outside. I have outside selected, so it's only going to do things to whatever is not in the circle. And normally what I like to do is I like to lower the exposure, make kind of a nice vignette. I like to lower the contrast on the outside so that my image has more contrast and stands out more. And I like to lower the saturation in the edges. I want my subject to be the main focal point. And so to do that, I want her brighter, lighter, and more saturated and more contrast than the rest of my image. So all I'm doing now is kind of just taking saturation, taking contrast, and taking exposure off the edges of my image. And then once I get that where I want it, I can make a new radial. I can do this radial on the inside this time. And so I'm going to put it back on my subject. Let me get her selected pretty good. Like that. And again, you can hit the mask so that you know where you're affecting. And now I'm going to raise my exposure just a little, raise my contrast just a little, bring my saturation back up. Oh, sharpening. I did negative sharpening on the outside, so I'm going to bring up my sharpening a little bit on the inside, not too much. And the more exposure I put on her skin tone, I'm kind of blowing her dress out a little bit. Well, you just come up here to your highlights and you take those highlights away. And then you come down here and you hit the OK button, and it puts you back into Photoshop. And then this is my after. That's my before, after, before, after. And again, it was quick. It took me less than 30 seconds, and I adjusted exposure, contrast, sharpening, saturation, and it really does make a big difference to your image. And it's easy. Thanks for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed this one.